It's not really a riddle I'm starting you with, but a question.
Right.
Richard James,
Riddle me
Thunderbirds,
Yes.
Stingray, Captain Scarlet. What do all of these shows have in common, besides the fact that they are Anderson shows made with puppets in the 1960s?
I mean, okay. I don't know. Go on.
No?
Surprise me.
Well, they've actually got quite a lot in common, and we could go on all day.
Yes.
But thankfully, I won't be, because I know how much you want to exit this fab fact. So let's just cut to the chase. All the Supermarionation shows, including Supercar and Fireball, feature human beings in close-up.
Right.
Okay.
Go on.
I'm sure you'll understand the scenario. You're trying to make a puppet film, and the drama calls for a puppet to turn a dial on a high-tech device. But wait, you suddenly realise, these blooming puppets don't have any movement in their fingers and wrists. They can't even grip the dial, let alone turn it.
Yes.
But no need to despair. Simply grab a nearby technician, have them wash their hands if you have time, and film the close-up of a human hand performing the desired action, and intercut the footage with the puppets. Problem solved, right?
Yeah, problem solved, yeah.
As many of you will be familiar with, this technique works quite well, especially in the early series where the technicians wore gloves to try and make the gap between human hands and puppet hands less noticeable.
Yeah.
But as the puppets got more realistic, the gloves were done away with and the inserts became more frequent. And in one episode of Thunderbirds, a human eye can even be seen through a keyhole. That episode is Vault of Death, in case you were wondering, and I do believe that the eye belonged to the late Judith Shutt. So there you go. There's a human eye with a starring role and no credit. Yes, a shut eye. Nice. Gosh, that's why they pay you the big bucks. But anyway, by the time Stanley Unwin was body doubling for a puppet version of himself in the Secret Service, all this modelling attracted the attention of the Actors' Union, who insisted that professional hand models had to be brought in to provide this handy service. In fact, you can almost spot this transition by watching carefully. In the early episodes of Thunderbirds, some characters' hands look like they just came from cleaning up an explosion in the effects department, perhaps, which they probably did.
Yeah.
But by the end of the series, Scott and Virgil's hands are looking rather well manicured, actually. These rules did get slightly bent a little on at least one occasion for special cameos. In the Captain Scarlet episode The Trap, director Alan Perry donned a red garb to fill in for Captain Scarlet in a shot depicting a Mistron agent getting the drop on our indestructible hero.
Right, good.
So, what's your favourite human part appearance in a puppet show? Keep it clean, please, and keep it Anderson, I think. Email us at podcast@gerryanderson.com. I always felt mildly uncomfortable about almost all of those hand inserts. I have to say, watching it when I was growing up, there was the first couple of times it was so jarring, exactly, and then you kind of get used to it, but there's always a bit of a, they're doing that again, are they? Because however much they try to disguise it, it's always going to feel a bit odd. I mean, it's very effective in allowing them to do something, but do you find it jarring?
What could they have done? What more?
Avoided it at all costs, or maybe built like human scale puppet hands, gloves to go over the top that looked more like the puppets.
That would be the thing.
But it's the sudden, all the sudden sort of knuckle detail and the little creases across the knuckles and folds in the skin and the hairy backs of hands.
Yes.
Obviously, I'm just thinking of Lady Penelope's hand cutaways. You know what I mean, though. It's just sort of too much of a change of detail, particularly in HD now when they look so beautiful. But there's so much detail there.
I once met Sean Connery's thumb, if that's of any use.
Not really. Was it attached to Sean Connery?
No, strangely it wasn't.
Oh.
I think I was at school and I went to see a touring production of Hamlet, and one of the actors, we asked questions afterwards, and of course the question came up, have you been in, anything famous or whatever? One of the actors said, well, I was once Sean Connery's thumb. So I think the film was called Meteor, and Sean Connery in a particular scene had to press a button. But of course he said, I'm not coming out of my trailer just to press a button. So this chap stood in as Sean Connery's thumb, pressing a button in Meteor. There you go.
I did not know that, but that's pretty special. Did you ever do the same for your role as Orin in Space Precinct? Any Orin's finger appearances?
No, I don't think so. No.
No? Okay, fair enough. Orin's finger sounds like a strange Altorian cake, doesn't it? Anyway,
It does
all
rather.
taken a slightly strange twist, but
But it always does, yeah.
that's the standard thing for the Gerry Anderson podcast. Now, excuse me if you can hear little yips. There may be another dog that's joined the Anderson farm recently.
What
but
have you done now?
Let's not talk about that. That's
All right.
for another time and not a fab fact. But I rather enjoyed that, those human parts. But that's the end of this week's
Finger fact!